out because Worm keeps getting the shit beaten out of Matt Damon.
Yeah.
And he's just this unctuous fucking guy. And Gretchen Mol sees it, she's like, if you even talk to him, I'm out of here. If you gamble, I'm out of here. And he's the guy but it goes back to like, and you said you based it on Pope of Greenwich Village.
Well, Pope was like sort of the dynamic of those two characters in Pope of Greenwich Village was really like we loved that for some reason. Because, when you grow up with a guy and you look at the different ways these friendships could happen, that movie, those performances, Mickey Rourke and your friend Eric Roberts were fucking insane in that movie. Talk about a guy coming out of the box. Mickey Rourke, those first movies, right? I mean, Body Heat, Diner, Pope of Greenwich Village.
Even 9.5 Weeks, I love.
And then Angel Heart, which to me, he's incredible.
I know who I am.
Epiphany. It's a beautiful name, Epiphany.
Let me tell you something. I don't like churches, Mr. Cypher. They give me the fucking creeps.
My God. Yeah. He is so fucking good in that movie. Vaguely,
Angel Heart is
he goes, vaguely. I'm a little fucking sick of Vaguely.
He's so good in Angel Heart.
Oh,
and
my
every
God,
time I watch it,
chillingly
I have
good.
no idea how it's going to end.
Right. Well, the fans, and what the fuck do the fans mean? Though I know now, but I don't want to spoil it. But if you haven't seen...
What do the fans mean?
I don't want to spoil... All right, spoiler.
All right.
I think the fans are when the spirit of Satan is entering the fucking room.
Okay. When the blood falls...
Well, no, but like if you look...
I like when he's crushing Lisa Bonet.
Fans start turning at various times in the movie. You don't realize the first time that you...
De Niro plays Satan.
Spoiler alert, before he said that.
It's a fucking 30-year-old movie. What are these people... is it the Pony Express? People are on their fucking horses going, where'd you go see that Angel Heart? As soon as we get past Mormon country. The Mormons are dressing up like Indians and killing my family. You based it on Pope of Greenwich Village because, and this is what we try. I tried to convey this to Eric, but it's like having a thoroughbred in the paddock. You don't want to spook him and have him walk out of the garage.
Yeah. You gotta be careful what you say to actors.
Yeah, exactly. And that is, I bought it because they loved each other. And that helped me when I worked with your friend Matt Damon in Hereafter, because my character on the page was unctuous and like a fucking idiot. And I'm like, why would Matt Damon go back to reading people's palms and talking to the dead? He abhors it. He hates it. And I don't give him a very good sell. And it was my wife the night before we shot.
Really
I was
good,
still...
Matt.
Thank you. I was still wrestling with this the night before. I'm in San Francisco at the hotel, and my wife goes, you don't understand. You love him more than anything. You love him so much, and he knows it, and he'll love you back, that if people can see how much you truly love him, there won't be a suspension of disbelief as to why you hang out. At Pope of Greenwich Village, when they cross the street, they hold hands. They kiss each other, And in Rounders, Ed Norton pulled off what I couldn't wrap my mind around. I go, oh, that's how. They love each other.
Yeah, they loved each other from when they were kids together.
And he probably saved his life, pulled him out of a fucking
it's in there.
swimming pool or something.
He took the rap when they fixed a high school basketball.
You saying I took the rap for you? Has he got the scrunched up face?
Yeah.
He's dressed like Bookworm from Batman? Where did he go?
Where'd who go?
Ed Norton.
He's the greatest, man.
But where did he go?
Oh, he's still making movies.
Not movies people see.
He's got a huge part in the New Born movie with Jeremy Renner. He's like the other guy in the movie. The two of them.
But you have to,
the two of them
agree
in the
with
movie.
me. There's an 8-year Where is Ed Norton thing where he
really follows his muse. Like he really
movies with cornrows and shit.
Yeah, exactly. With De Niro.
Yeah.
I mean he made a couple movies with De Niro. He's produced a couple of movies. He
was in Hulk. Oh, that's right. He was in the Hulk. Well, then you know what? Then I'm a fucking idiot. Never mind. Then that's where he was. If you want to know, Ed Norton wrote the Hulk.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. He didn't get credit on it, but he definitely wrote the movie. He wrote a huge part of the movie.
How does a guy of that talent, when he lays his head on his pillow at night, go, what the fuck am I doing? I'm the Hulk. Is it just because there's so much money? It's not like a creative outlet where he goes, no, this is really good. I get to play the Hulk.
I don't know. I think a lot of people, if you look at the kind of movies he does, and I'm
a sellout from way back.
But I think part of it is
he's an artist.
How do you get to make the kind of movies you want? You have to get, for an actor, a certain kind of currency comes from being the Hulk.
That's his $8,000 in his pocket.
Yeah, you say to yourself, I'm going to go do this thing, and then I'm going to get to make do 4 years of movies that I want to do. I think. And I think it makes sense. You worked with Damon. Is there a better guy? I mean, isn't he not?
He's alarmingly regular.
Yeah, he is.
And by that I mean
unique.
his stools. He has perfect.
He goes like morning and night.
Yeah, and they're perfect. It's like rope. Make your shoes look like fucking mirrors. He said to me, they go, Matt wants to talk to you in his trailer. And I'm like, oh, okay. I thought he wanted to like go over a scene or run lines or something. And he goes, let me tell you something, man. Enjoy this. And I go, all right. Like, it's a little weird. I thought it was a little weird. In a trailer in like downtown San Francisco, cars are whizzing by. You're like, all right. And he goes, no, I'm telling you why. Because I know you're here for 2 weeks, but I guarantee you he's going to wrap you out in about 4 days. And you're going to be on the 5 South going, what the fuck just happened? I just worked with him twice. It's going to go so fast. There's no one better. So moment by moment, just have a great time.
That is great.
Just have a great time.
First day of Rounders, it was our first movie. I thought it was freezing out in New York. It was a scene we shot down at the bottom of New York City and under these bridges. And it was freezing, like, 10 degrees. But I thought, hey, I'm making a movie, my first movie. I have to dress cool. So I had like this thin leather jacket. Yeah. I had these like pointy fucking shoes. Because, my movie's getting made. And I go down there and I'm trying to act complete. Like, I got the thing and I'm like the writer. I practically had a beret. I didn't, but I practically had a beret on my head.
Clove cigarette.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm walking around like that. And I guess Matt out of the corner, we didn't know each other. I knew Matt for a month at that point, but not really. And he comes, I guess I was standing there and I must have been trying to keep it cool, but I was literally shivering. It was so fucking cold. And he just comes walking over to me. He goes, you never be cold on a movie set. I said, what do you mean? He goes, see that's the wardrobe truck. Those people have jackets and gloves and shoes you can wear. Come here, I'm going to take you over. And he walks me into the wardrobe truck.
But not being a dick at all.
He's being the nicest guy in the world going, you're now in the movie, like, all right, you're in the movie business now.
Get a parka.
Listen to me. Wear boots that are warm, but before, and he walked me in the makeup trailer and the wardrobe thing, and he got me a warm jacket and thing and gloves. He's like, all right, now that's how you're supposed to be.
I like the Helena Bonham Carter quote, never stand when you could sit, never sit when you could be laying down.
Great. That's great.
That's how I really approach every scene where they're like, where would you like to stand? I'm always like, I think you'd be sitting on the desk. Because I don't want to stand there all day on the fucking mark. You oddly get super exhausted. I didn't realize when I got into acting, and this is going to sound, it's as ridiculous as it sounds. I didn't know how exhausting standing is. It is. I'm not kidding. I'm completely not
that's another
kidding.
thing Matt said. They don't pay you at that day. He said, they don't pay me to act. They pay me to wait around.
Standing still and just waiting around. You go home and everything hurts. I'm not kidding. I realize as I'm saying this, I sound like such a douche.
No, I've acted in a couple of movies that not in my own movies, but I've acted in a couple of movies. And it's really, so I've seen the waiting. Like I waited around for a day and a half to shoot a thing.
Those guys work their balls off, the grips and the dolly guys and the guys with the lights.
Yeah, it's amazing.
They're just lugging shit. It's like a colony of ants. They just keep carrying shit in and out.
Those guys are incredibly
when you write,
cool.
And we're rounding third here. When you write, do you write with an actor in mind? Like when you're writing Rounders,
it's always Guillermo Vilas. That's for some reason because of the hair. Probably because of the hair.
So Rounders, I wrote for Gene Wilder.
Yeah,
he's got rotten brains. And then.
You're right there.
Yeah.
Well, what's your bitch for the? Can you tell the people at home what your fever is right now?
Right now it's probably about 100. I'm all right.
But you were running what, a 102?
102.3.
And I got to say, you said something because you're not like a hip. Like you said something to me. Like I go, you got 102, 103. I mean, 104 is when you go to the hospital.
Yeah.
And you go, I go, what are you doing for it? And you said acupuncture.
Yeah, I went 2 days in a row. I doubled
That's not
up.
an answer to what are you doing about the fever.
But I wrestled. Like if I was in high school or college, I'd be at wrestling practice right now. That's what you do.
Do you know the difference between a 17-year-old body and a 41-year-old body?
What'd you say?
The difference between a 17-year-old body and a 41-year-old body?
You mean hotness-wise for guys?
I'm just saying, you're not going to go wrestle now. You're not wrestling now more.
Oh, well, why don't you come to the set of Applebaum Monday, and when Christopher Columbus has action, and I tackle Oscar Lima,
great,
and we have a big fight scene, then you let me know if I'm wrestling now, smarty pants.
If you're taking ice baths tonight to lower your fever.
You're that concerned about me?
I'm a New York Jew, atheist Jew. But I'm still, I got the Jew deep in me, unfortunately. So, yeah. Now I'm worried. I'm going to be up all night calling doctors.
Is that what you call David?
My friend's got 103. What do I do? He says acupuncture. He's sticking needles in himself.
Yeah, I went yesterday, and then I woke up today. I went, whoa. But I had to get up with the baby, so I only
Also, sometimes Giorgio Canalia. When it's not Vilas, it's Canalia.
Who do you
He's
really?
the other
When you're
one.
writing Rounders, you had a guy in mind. That's what's fascinating to me and to the listeners.
What's great is the only one we had in mind was we did have Edward Norton in mind for Worm because we had just seen that movie.
So what the fuck am I auditioning for it then? If that's
Because
your
nobody
guy?
said we could get him. It wasn't even on the table.
Johnny Knoxville or bust.
Ted Demme figured it out. We were sitting around. It was going to be 3 actors that had come. The final thing, there were these 3 actors, and I remember who they were. It was Rory Cochrane, Mark Ruffalo before he was famous, and Steve Zahn. Yeah,
Love
Mark Ruffalo is the best.
Love Steve Zahn.
Nobody's better than Mark Ruffalo.
No, effortless. I was so happy he got nominated.
Is the best. I just got to be in a movie. The guy who wrote what's the movie that the Kids Are All Right.
Yeah.
So the guy who wrote that, this guy Stu Blumberg, he just shot a movie in New York with Ruffalo, and I had a small part in it. I'm friends with Stu. He asked me to do it, so I got to be in a scene that Mark Ruffalo was in.
It's not even acting.
It was the best. That guy
It's
is
effortless.
so.
It's how people really behave.
That's right. It's behavior. He's great. But so it was those 3 guys, but none of them were famous at that point.
So I wasn't even close.
You didn't make that final cut of 3, but it would be like on Last Comic Standing. It was like you got past New York, but in the first Hollywood, no, in the first Hollywood round,
I wasn't even.
Ant voted you off after the first Hollywood round. Ant didn't think he didn't think you were funny enough. But
was I in the 10?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, you might have. Yes, I knew. Here's the thing. I knew that you would audition, and you did really well. I did know that at the time. So yeah, you were somewhere in it, but it got down to those 3 guys, and they weren't famous. And we were watching the tapes together. It was Teddy, the director, John Dahl, all of us, and Teddy went, we got Matt Damon, who's about to come out in Good Will Hunting. We got Turturro. We got Malkovich. What the fuck are we fucking around for? Like, let's go after a movie. Who would you want if you could have anybody? And Levine and I said, well, Edward Norton. And like the whole room laughed. And everyone went, that's ridiculous. He's not playing second banana because Matt's movie hadn't come out yet. To a guy who had one good scene in a Meg Ryan movie.
Right.
He goes, so what are you going to do? And Teddy said, I'm going to go get this fucking guy in the movie. And he just went and did it, because he was so great he called, got it to Norton. Norton read the script and said, Dave and I flew out here, met him. And he wanted to make sure that we really knew about poker and it wasn't bullshit. The script, that it was real. We spent one night talking. We took him to Hollywood Park to play cards. So I played poker and he watched me play cards.
We were the only non-Asians in the place.
But at that time, it was like even the top room there. I remember, I think I won that night in front of him. You want to win in front of the actor for sure.
Yeah.
And as soon as I knew I won and played for an hour, he walked out and he said, okay, I'll do the movie. And then he came and did it. So once he said he'd do it, it was over. I think if we thought of anyone for the main part for Mike, it was probably young Tom Cruise, but he was already kind of too old to play it. And we knew he wouldn't do a small movie like that. Because, we had no idea it would have the cult. We just wanted to make a movie like Diner. In our minds, it was just Diner for our generation. We wanted to make a movie that people would quote the way we grew up quoting Diner, which was my most quoted movie when I was a kid.
Yeah. It's strange because Tom Cruise in a small movie, to me, is the panacea for Tom Cruise right now. If Tom Cruise would do like a Rounders, if Tom Cruise would be in like a Groomsman or something.
I mean, he did it with Collar, but he's the biggest movie star in the world again. I mean, that Mission Impossible movie did $1 billion. Yeah.
It was Rocky for a while there.
Have you ever worked with him or meet him? Did you meet him?
No, I've never met the man. Travolta and me had a good time with Jerry Maguire. Mr. Carter, I thought you was going to die, I swear.
Yeah, of course you did. You not only know him, you fired him. So don't you think that he's the fucking greatest movie star of our entire generation?
Brian, you have to realize I've worked with the biggest movie stars of our generation in their worst movies. And Tom Cruise is the one where it was a movie the size of the guy. With like Pacino in Simone, Eddie Murphy in Pluto Nash.
Funny.
Like, you couldn't fucking rewind a year and put me in the clumps? I could have been Larry Miller.
Yeah, because to me, he is that
Matt
guy.
Damon in Hereafter.
I mean, Cameron Crowe is one of my all-time. I mean, I'm a real fan. When I wrote Solitary Man, because that was the one that I wrote alone, I wanted to send it, and Dave read it and said, like, this is great, let's make the movie. But I had to send it to a couple of people who'd be objective. I knew Dave would say to me, so I sent it to Cameron, and he was incredibly nice to me. It took time. I just think he's the best. So Jerry Maguire really killed me on every level. And I never met Cruise until last year, and I met him a few times. And I got to say, that guy's the most fucking impressive, smartest.
Hyper present.
He is so present and focused. And when you would walk, you would fucking, like if he said charge, you would just fucking charge, man.
I think, I got to tell you, I think we could rob this bank.
Right.
And you'd be like, let's fucking do it.
Let's do it.
This guy's Notre Dame hat pulled down, that fucking smile. And I've said on the podcast, if that guy pumped gas in, Sioux Falls, Idaho, you'd find him. You can't, he's a guy, I guess.
Though I know now, but I don't want to spoil it. But if you haven't seen.
What do the fans mean?
I don't want to spoil. All right, spoiler.
All right.
I think the fans are when the spirit of Satan is entering the fucking room.
Okay. When the blood falls.
Well, no, but like if you look,
I like when he's crushing Lisa Bonet.
Fans start turning at various times in the movie. You don't realize the first time that De
Niro plays Satan.
Spoiler alert! Before he said that,
it's a fucking 30-year-old movie. What are these people? Is it the Pony Express? People are on their fucking horses going, "Where'd you go see that Angel Heart?" As soon as we get past Mormon country.
And Eric Roberts were fucking insane in that movie. Talk about a guy coming out of the box. Mickey Rourke. Those first movies, right? I mean, Body Heat, Diner, Hope of Greenwich Village,
even 9.5 Weeks. I love.
And then Angel Heart, which to me he's incredible.
I know who I am.
Epiphany. It's a beautiful name, Epiphany.
Let me tell you something. I don't like churches, Mr. Cypher. They give me the fucking creeps.
My God. Yeah. He is so fucking good in that movie. Vaguely.
Angel Heart is
He goes, vaguely. I'm a little fucking sick of vaguely.
He's so good in Angel Heart.
Oh,
and
my
every
God,
time I watch it, I have
good.
no idea how it's going to end.
Right. Well, the fans, and what the fuck do the fans?
The Mormons are dressing up like Indians and killing my family. You based it on Podcas Village because, and this is what we try. I tried to convey this to Eric, but it's like having a thoroughbred in the paddock. You don't want to spook him and have him walk out of the garage.
Yeah. You gotta be careful what you say to actors.
Yeah, exactly. And that is, I bought it because they loved each other. And that helped me when I worked with your friend Matt Damon in Hereafter, because my character on the page was unctuous and like a fucking idiot. And out because Worm keeps getting the shit beaten out of Matt Damon.
Yeah.
And he's just this unctuous fucking guy. And Gretchen Mol sees it, she's like, if you even talk to him, I'm out of here. If you gamble, I'm out of here. And he's the guy but it goes back to like, and you said you based it on Pope of Greenwich Village.
Well, Pope was like sort of the dynamic of those two characters in Pope of Greenwich Village was really like we loved that for some reason. Because, when you grow up with a guy and you look at the different ways these friendships could happen, that movie, those performances, Mickey Rourke and your friend.
And I'm like, why would Matt Damon go back to reading people's palms and talking to the dead? He abhors it. He hates it. And I don't give him a very good sell. And it was my wife the night before we shot.
Really
I was still, thank you. I was still wrestling with this the night before. I'm in San Francisco at the hotel and my wife goes, you don't understand. You love him more than anything. You love him so much, and he knows it, and he'll love you back, that if people can see how much you truly love him, there won't be a suspension of